Space is no longer just something you see in the movies. For the first time, it really feels like it's within our grasp. But the closer we get, the more it makes us ask some really big questions about our future and, honestly, about our own limits.
And that brings us right to the heart of what we're exploring today. It's a heck of a thought experiment. Forget about big teams, forget about colonies. Just for a second, could a single person survive, all by themselves out there? What would that even take?
Okay, so the first thing you have to wrap your head around is that life in space, it's not an upgrade. It's a completely different way of being. We're talking about a constant, moment-by-moment fight against an environment that is just fundamentally hostile to human life.
And this really puts it into perspective, right? Here on Earth, nature is basically our partner. We have air, we have water, we've got resources all around us. But out in space, nope, none of that. There's no safety net whatsoever. The only thing you have, the only thing keeping you alive is your own mind.
So, if your mind is your only tool, then your body is the machine it runs on. And in space, that physical machine, well, it goes through an ordeal it was never, ever designed for.
It all boils down to one simple but kind of mind-blowing fact. We evolved for millions of years with the constant pull of gravity. The second you take that away, the fundamental rules of our own biology start to completely change.
And the consequences are immediate and pretty brutal. Without that daily push and pull of gravity, your body basically thinks it doesn't need to be strong anymore, so it just starts to dismantle itself. Your bones lose density, they get brittle. Your muscles, with nothing to work against, just start to waste away.
So the only possible response is to fight back hard. This means you have to commit to this relentless, super disciplined daily training. Your body isn't just a body anymore. It has to be forged into a weapon, one that's perfectly tuned to survive in a place that's actively trying to break it. But here's the thing. Getting your body in check is really just the first hurdle. The source material for this makes it super clear that the real test, the true crucible for this solitary human, is what happens inside the fortress of the mind. I mean, surviving the physical stuff is one thing, but can you survive yourself? Can you actually handle a level of loneliness and isolation that no human being in all of history has ever had to face? Just try to imagine it. Days going by without hearing another person's voice. Nights filled with a silence so total, so absolute, that it almost feels like a physical thing in the room with you. There's no one to talk to, no one to bounce an idea off of, no one to tell you it's gonna be okay. It's just you. To get through that, you need a totally different kind of mental toughness. You literally have to become your own best friend, learning how to have conversations inside your own head. All of your strength, all of your courage, it can't come from anywhere else. It all has to be generated from right inside you. All right, so let's say you've done it. Your body is a weapon, your mind is a fortress. But you're still living inside this very fragile bubble of technology, millions of miles from anyone who can help. And this brings us to the next evolution this lone human has to make. Because here's the scary but, let's be honest, inevitable truth. The machines that make your air, that recycle your water, that keep you warm, the things that keep you alive, they're not perfect. They're going to break. And when they do, who's going to fix them?
The answer has to be you. There's no one else. You can't just be along for the ride. You have to become the engineer who can fix any system. You have to be your own doctor when you get sick. And you have to be the scientist who truly understands your environment so you can adapt and survive. You have to be all of it. And this right here, this shows the huge shift in character we're talking about. Today, most of us, we're creatures of comfort. But this future human, that's a luxury they just can't afford. They have to live with incredible patience, knowing that solving a problem might take forever. And they have to act with this unwavering discipline, because one little mistake could be the end of everything. Now I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds impossible, overwhelming. So why on earth would anyone even do it? Well, that brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of this puzzle, the real purpose behind this crazy, solitary journey. And this is where it gets really beautiful. The answer is that this person's struggle, it's not about them. It's not a personal quest. They're a pioneer. They're like a scout, sent out ahead of the rest of us, living and struggling for all of humanity, just to see what's possible.
So their entire life becomes this incredible living experiment. The question being asked is, can humanity actually adapt to life beyond our home planet? And the answer isn't something you find in a lab. The answer is the change that this person goes through, physically, mentally, and in every skill they have to learn.
And that's the big idea I want to leave you with, because it just frames the whole thing so perfectly. We tend to look at space as a destination, right? A place to get to. But maybe, space isn't a place at all. Maybe space is a question. And the real answer we're looking for isn't a planet or a star, but the kind of person we have to become to get there.